Hello and welcome to Clearview News Desk. I am Gloria Atta with these and more. Welcome. The National Emergency Management Agency has disclosed that over 20 houses were affected in the Tuesday night explosion that rocked the Bodija area of Ibadan, or your state capital. In a statement this Wednesday, NEMA said there was no information yet on casualty figures. It further revealed that a suspected improvised explosive device caused the explosion. On Tuesday night, panic gripped Ibadan residents over an explosion that occurred at Dejo Oyelese Street in Bodija area of the city. Over 20 houses were affected. Casualty figures cannot be ascertained for now. Search and rescue operations are still ongoing, the agency said. NEMA, however, assured residents of the state that security has been beefed up in the area, while arrangements for more support to facilitate the operations are in progress as the situation has been brought under control, while arrangements are ongoing to ensure smooth operation. Reacting to the incident, the state governor, Makinde, said preliminary investigations by security agencies revealed that explosive devices stored by illegal miners caused the explosion that rocked the area. Makinde, who visited the explosion scene Tuesday night, said that though further investigations were still ongoing, anyone found guilty would be brought to book. He also revealed that the medical bills of victims will be picked by the government, while promising to ensure that all those whose houses were affected were supported to rebuild their lives. Nigerian media personality Ifedayo Olarinde, also known as Daddy Freeze, says he prefers old thieving politicians that understand the system to novices. The controversial broadcaster, who was reacting to the suspension of Betta Edu, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, and youngest minister in President Bola Tinubu's cabinet over alleged fraud, said inexperience was why she was caught in corruption allegations barely 5 months in office. He maintained that he prefers old politicians to the youths, who he claimed would steal the system senselessly. Hear him. I would rather have an old thief that understands the system than a young thief that would just steal the system senselessly. You never do minister work. How many months them don't catch you already? Unquote. He said that those people saying they don't want old people should go and have a rethink. Whether it's Tinubu, Atiku or Obi, Daddy Freeze said he prefers them to youths, adding, Nigerian youths, some of them were born deficient or of a conscience. The police in Lagos State has announced the arrest of 5 suspects in relation to the pirated movie Malaika by Nollywood actress Toyin Abraham. According to the celebrity, the production gulped 500 million naira. She therefore disclosed that the piracy had resulted in her having panic attacks and being hospitalized at various times. Abraham spoke with newsmen in Lagos as the police announced the arrest. Abraham, who said she has taken up the fight against pirates, commended the police and especially AIG in charge of FCID Alagbon Idowu Onwuha for matching their words with action in arresting the suspects. Earlier, the Federal Criminal Investigation Department, FCID Alagbon Ikoyi, Lagos, said it had arrested 5 suspects, including 2 women, over the alleged piracy of the movie. The spokesperson for the department, ASP Aminat Mayegun, paraded the suspects before newsmen at the FCID Alagbon, Lagos. Mayegun said that the suspects were allegedly involved in conspiracy, infringement on intellectual property, piracy, and cyber-related crimes concerning the unlawful use of cyberspace to broadcast a movie. The FCID spokesperson said that the complaints alleged that the suspects had infringed on their intellectual rights and were denying them their movie profits while unlawfully profiting from it. And back here in Abuja, the newly appointed Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Environment, Mahmood Kambari, says he is committed to driving the full realization of the digitization policy of the Nigerian government in the ministry. The Permanent Secretary, who stated this during his assumption of office in Abuja, the nation's capital, said he is committed to ensuring that the alignment of the activities of the ministry is in line with the 6 pillars of the Federal Civil Service Strategy and Implementation Plan for high-impact performance. Clearview News' Imefunu Kon has the details.
The newly appointed Permanent Secretary of Federal Ministry of Environment, Mahmood Kambari, has formally reported to the ministry on Tuesday and pledged to deliver on the mandates of the ministry and the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
This ministry has had a rich history of achievement and legacies, and I am committed to building upon them. As I said, I will be committed to play my role in executing the ministerial performance bonds for the Presidential Priority and Deliverables 2023 and 2027 signed with the Mr. President, as well as ensuring the alignment of activities of the ministry with the Pillar 6 of the Federal Civil Service Strategy and Implementation Plan 2025. With your assistance, one of the legacy I want to leave is, because believe you me, the world is moving faster than we think. The earlier we accept digitalization, the better for all and every one of us. The government is very serious about it, and they have a target, they have put a timeline that anybody who is not ready to fall in line with the digitalization process of the government may also be shown the way out.
The new Permanent Secretary was warmly welcomed by directors and heads of agencies as they drum support for the new PAMSEC.
The directors in the ministry, let me join my colleagues in warmly welcome you to the Ministry of Environment. The Ministry of Environment has a purposeful leadership at the political top. And I believe we are coming in to fill the gap of the scorer in the team, because the two captains have been judiciously navigating the ministry in the right direction.
God has decided to bless us once again today. So we have a brand new PAMSEC and in the usual manner we have come to do what we know how to do best. Show you that we love you, that we will work with you.
I have gone around, this is about my subject ministry, and I have not seen a place where there is this level of cohesion among the various organizations of the ministry, including even our political leaders here, the ministers. And so you will not find anything different. Perhaps we will improve even on what has been existing.
In line with what the acting rules says, we assure you of our loyalty and support, and we believe you are here to guide us.
Mahmood Adam Kambari promised to bring his wealth of experience to bear by promoting good working environment that will encourage open communication where every staff member feels heard and valued. Imefunu Kon reporting for Clearview News.
And in sports, Hamari Traore and Lassini Sinayoko scored within 6 second-half minutes to give Mali a 2-0 Africa Cup of Nations Group E victory on Tuesday over South Africa, who missed a penalty. Percy Tao fired a spot kick wide in the opening half, and it proved a costly miss as the Clinical Eagles were never in danger after netting twice. Victory took Mali to the top of the group on goal difference from Namibia, who shocked Tunisia 1-0 in the first match of a double-header. Mali are a bogey team for South Africa, having twice eliminated them in the quarter-finals in previous Cup of Nations meetings. Namibia scored scored the only goal of the game to shock highly ranked Tunisia in the first Group E game of the ongoing Africa Cup of Nations AFCON 2023. Presumed as the weakest team in the group, it was supposed to be a stroll in the park for the 2004 winners, but Namibia had other plans as Dion Hoto headed home the lone goal in the 88th minute. And on the foreign scene, Israel and Hamas have reached a deal to allow more humanitarian aid into the war-ravaged Gaza. Qatari mediators say under a deal it brokered with France, medicines will be given to hostages held by Hamas. In return, Israel will allow more basic supplies into Gaza. Conditions in the territory are dire after more than 3 months of Israeli bombardment. Meanwhile, the U.S. says it is hopeful that further talks could lead to the release of more hostages. The U.S. Middle East envoy has been in Qatar to discuss the possibility of such a deal. White House National Security spokesperson John Kirby said on Tuesday the discussions were very serious and intensive. Earlier, Qatar's foreign ministry spokesman Majid Al-Ansari announced the agreement on aid. Under the deal, the humanitarian supplies will leave the Qatari capital Doha for Egypt this Wednesday. The aid will then be taken to Gaza to be delivered to civilians, while medicines are to reach Israeli captives. More than 132 hostages are thought to be still held in Gaza after about 240 people were captured by Hamas in a series of raids in southern Israel on 7th October. You can follow up on latest events and happenings around you via our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Clearview News Desk, or via our handle on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Clearview Online.